I look up to Bud a lot. Honestly, he one of the realest dudes that I done met. He's still a normal person in his head. Like, he don't believe that he's above everyone else. And that's how I feel about myself.
You see me around a lot.
No.
Don't act like you ain't seen me around.
Them days.
He said that I do.
Bud, come on. Terence talking, I try not to talk back. I try to just listen and
Straight, boom, straight shot. Like right here, boom, there you go. But you gotta make sure you step. Bam, that's when I'm trying to run out. When I'm trying to run, pop, there you go.
even if I don't feel the same way that he feeling at the moment, it don't matter. I still want to hear him out and try to understand what he's saying.
If you here, pop, what do you think he can do? Because you out the way of the right hand.
He like a sponge. He soak up everything that he needs to soak up, put it into his arsenal, and then he make the best out of everything that he learned from everybody.
Then throw it straight left to the body.
At the end of the day, you don't want to feel like a know-it-all. And the people that know it all are the people that don't go very far. You gotta always be a student. You gotta always be able to learn and pick up things from this person, that person.
Shakur Stevenson isn't approaching this training cycle as routine business. He's deliberately pushing himself alongside top-tier talent, choosing preparation that demand precision and pressure. That decision alone signals how much respect he has for Teofimo Lopez and how seriously he is preparing for what's coming.
It's a work of art. Sky is the limit with Shakur. He got the boxing skills and the ability to, do whatever he wants in the ring. And it's going to be very hard to beat Shakur, with the skills that he possesses and the smarts that he has. And given the opportunity, I think he can pose a great threat to everybody in the division. And be the last man standing given the opportunity.
Shakur has been grinding in camp with Terence Crawford, sharpening his game at D1 training in Colorado Springs. This is the same elite performance facility Crawford used while gearing up for his Canelo bout, and that detail alone shifts the stakes of this matchup. This isn't casual conditioning or routine drills. It's high-level preparation built around solving real problems in real time, where rhythm, spacing, and mental control are pushed to their limits round after round.
That I sent somebody to steal his passport, replicate his job, all types of weird stuff.
He called me earlier. He's like, yo, when you spar, I'm gonna come to the gym. I'm like, I'm gonna spar at 4 o'clock. I really didn't think he was gonna pull up, but he pulled up. It means everything, his advice and listening to him in the ring. He calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better and better.
Training alongside Crawford put Shakur in front of genuine intensity, elite ring intelligence, and constant adaptation rather than scripted scenarios. The focus is likely on staying composed under pressure, setting intelligent traps, and capitalizing on mistakes without wasting motion or stamina. It also speaks volumes about Shakur's mentality, because you don't choose to work with someone like Crawford unless you're prepared to be tested, critiqued, and forced beyond familiar territory.
My hand. I was hurting it all throughout the camp.
I was feeling good.
But I was trying to ignore the pain and keep it going, but it just got worse to the point where I couldn't really take it no more. I kind of felt it after my last fight. I'm like, man, just ignore it, because you're going to have to keep ignoring it every time you fight. You don't realize it until it gets to the point where you just can't take it no more. That video, even that video that got out of me hitting somebody with a body shot, I fell. I've been hitting it constantly over and over and over. I felt the pain badly that last time to where it's like I couldn't take it no more.
Training in a space built on championship expectations and zero shortcuts goes beyond sharpening technique. It's about tightening emotional control. Against someone like Teofimo Lopez, who feeds off disorder and sudden bursts, Shakur is clearly aiming to wire his reactions toward patience and accuracy when things get tense. This camp feels deliberate, focused, and quietly threatening. The kind of preparation that doesn't make noise early, but usually makes a statement when it matters most. And just when it feels like Shakur working with Terence Crawford in Colorado is the ultimate statement of intent, Keyshawn Davis steps in with one of the most grounded, mature takes on the situation. Listening to him, you get the sense this isn't speculation or hype. This is someone who shared rounds, rooms, and realities with both fighters. There's no chase for attention, no dramatic delivery, no team picking like it's social media theater. His message is simple and measured. Take a breath. This matchup is going to unfold patiently before it turns sharp. That detail matters because when Keyshawn talks about the fight opening measured and then Teofimo turning up the pressure, he isn't guessing. That's first-hand knowledge speaking. What stands out is how straightforward he is about it. There's no forced disrespect, no acting like one side is overmatched. He openly acknowledges that Teofimo is a real fighter, and denying that would be pure self-deception. But he doesn't hedge either. He still favors Shakur on the scorecards, just not by the wide margin many people assume. And that's a word that changes everything here. Close. Not a walkover, not a domination, not some highlight reel collapse, but a genuine contest where momentum shifts, adjustments matter, and both men are pushed into answering questions they don't usually have to face.
The end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will. Right. And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think.
What jumps out most is how Keyshawn draws a clean line between personal loyalty and competitive truth. He credits Shakur for being present during tough moments, and you can feel that respect is genuine. But once the fight is a subject, sentiment disappears and analysis takes over. That kind of clarity is uncommon. There's no cheerleading, no dramatic predictions about anyone being finished or exposed. It comes down to something far more grounded, how energy gets spent and when it fades. And honestly, that's the most honest framing so far. This fight isn't about ruining a legacy for either man. It's about defining one. This isn't a breakdown or downfall. It's two paths intersecting at the same moment. And if you're tuning in expecting a simple, one-sided narrative, Keyshawn is basically telling you to quiet the noise and really watch what's unfolding.
Very good.
Hey, one thing I can say though, because I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Teo can fight.
I'm telling you that. Teo can fight. If you said he couldn't, you'd be lying. Right. That's a real assessment though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's gonna be closer than what people think. Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and Keyshawn, speaking of Teo, you've been vocal about your desire to fight Teofimo Lopez. And of course, I was there in Las Vegas, right, when you FaceTime Teo. Now Teo's fighting Shakur Stevenson, but do we see Keyshawn and Teo at some point?
How was Teo acting when I FaceTimed him? Since you brought it up, how was he acting?
You tell me. You tell the people.
Why do I gotta tell you? What you asked me again? Because I want to answer that. What'd you say?
No, do we see you and Teo fight in the future?
Depending on what Shakur do with him.
Hey, losing to Shakur though.
Right after Keyshawn laid out that steady, from the trenches viewpoint, the discussion naturally shifts gears when Teddy Atlas weighs in. And when Teddy speaks, it isn't filler or hype. It's perspective shaped by years of battles, mistakes, and lessons learned the hard way. Listening to him feels like being pulled away from the comment section and seated at the adult table. No chasing clips, no manufactured outrage. Just a deep respect for two fighters willing to meet risk head-on when most would look for an easier dance partner. What stands out is how quickly Teddy dismantles the lazy talking points. He doesn't entertain accusations of avoidance or fear. In his view, once this matchup exists, those arguments collapse instantly. You don't step into something like this if you're trying to protect a narrative or pad a resume. The mere fact that Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson agreed to collide ends the debate. This fight, by its nature alone, proves intent, courage, and competitive honesty without needing any extra explanation.
It depends how bad he loses.
That's about so you think it's going to be bad?
Let's say he loses a competitive fight.
Yeah,
I think that would be the most common answer is Shakur outpoints him in a very competitive fight. Beats him. What then? What then for you and Teo? For the businessman, huh?
All right, cool. Since you worded it like that, because I won't go say that shit. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the future holds. I just know what I want to do, and I want to go to 147 and become a champion. Because I just feel like them guys just can't beat me from 140 to 147. And I just feel like, you know, I'm a surprise to boxing world. I'm small. I just moved to 140, and I'm gonna be fighting guys naturally bigger than me, and I'm gonna be stopping them. I mean, knocking them out. And that's gonna be very entertaining.
What stands out immediately is a straight, no-frills take on the styles involved. This isn't being framed as constant chaos or non-stop highlights, but as authentic boxing, subtle adjustments, control of distance, and precise timing. Teddy points out that Shakur is comfortable stepping into close range, and that's crucial against Teofimo, because staying on the outside all night isn't a safe place to live. Eventually, you have to occupy space and deal with what's coming back. At the same time, TEO's power is the unpredictable factor that can shift everything in an instant. One explosive moment can change the energy of an entire round. It's finesse against raw force, sharp athletic instinct against sudden violence. This is the kind of fight where a split-second choice can swing momentum completely. And for fans who truly appreciate the craft, that razor-thin margin is exactly what makes it compelling.
I want to piggyback a little bit off of what you just said. I want to start by just giving them credit. You know, a lot of these guys avoid certain fights. They're not avoiding them right now. You got to give them credit. A lot of people took shots at Shakur, you know, and Teofimo at certain spots. He's avoiding this guy. He's avoiding that guy. You can't take those shots at these two guys. Definitely can't now. They are stepping up and they are taking fights that a lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
Right after Teddy Atlas delivers that chalkboard level breakdown, the energy shifts when Timothy Bradley Jr. steps in. Because Tim doesn't talk like someone watching from a couch. He sounds like someone who stood in the fire, listening to his own pulse echo between rounds. As I hear him, it feels less like analysis and more like a caution sign. This isn't hype-driven commentary. It's a heads up. He's basically saying that if you approach this fight casually, even as a commentator, you're going to miss what actually matters. This isn't a wild slugfest. It's a thinking man's fight, where positioning is owned inch by inch and mistakes come with interest. What makes Bradley's take hit is how clearly he frames a contrast. Structure versus eruption. On one side, Shakur Stevenson, who treats defense like a vault. Sealed tight and less opening, it gives him an advantage. On the other, Teofimo Lopez, a fighter who needs very little encouragement to turn a quiet moment into chaos. Bradley's point couldn't be clearer. If you don't understand nuance, timing, feints, and setups, you'll label this fight dull and accidentally reveal more about yourself in the bout. This isn't boxing for casual noise. It's boxing for people who actually see what's happening.
Teofimo showed you that he can fight inside, he can fight outside. He would have the advantage of power in this fight. You know one thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting. I'll tell you, it's a lot to like about these two athletic, talented fighters.
This is a stretch where Tim really locks in, because he quietly dismantles that tired, Shakur can't punch narrative without theatrics or volume. And it lands because it's true. Power isn't just brute strength. It's timing, accuracy, and catching someone while they're mentally exposed. That's veteran-level boxing. Bradley isn't tossing out random examples either. He's pointing out a balance most people ignore. Raw explosiveness without control gets checked fast, and pure discipline without awareness eventually gets split open. If Teofimo charges and careless, he could find himself forced to reset sooner than expected. But if Shakur starts confusing control with comfort, that's when risk creeps in quietly. What really earns respect is how Tim frames this as a fight that rewards brains. Nothing comes easy here. No handouts, no autopilot rounds. Every attack has to be constructed, masked, and justified, and that's where the appeal lives. This isn't about punch counts or crowd noise. It's about who reads a situation better when it matters most. If you're fully dialed in, this fight will feel tight, layered, and intense. If you're not, you'll miss how one subtle exchange just swung an entire round.